Hey friends, Sarah Resnick, sarahresnickyoga.com here to share with you. I call it a joint mobility practice. It's an easy embodiment warm-up practice that gets the cells moving, gets the joints moving, gets our attention into our body, and it gives us a body scan too, like an opportunity to check in with our attention into our body while at the same time getting some good healthy movement into the joints. It's great to practice in the morning to get the body online, to get our mind in our body, to get our brain waking up first thing in the morning before we go and ask our body to do lots of things for us. But it also could be done at different times of the day as a refresher, a little break in between activities. Okay, so standing with your feet together, first feel for aligning your hips over your feet, your heart over your hips. Draw your head back so your brain sits over your heart. So taking an easy stance, and take a couple deep breaths, imagining that you could bring your breath in through your nose, up over your brain, and down to the base of your spine. Use that visualization of breath over brain. Then bend your knees, bring your hands onto your knees, have your feet together, and start to rotate your knees in one direction. As you rotate, look down at your feet and notice how the weight rolls across your feet bones. Notice how the bones of the feet move individually, separate from one another, or maybe they don't. Maybe they're kind of gummed up and stuck. You can notice that too. And then rotate in the opposite direction. And also feel into your ankles. Feel for the way the weight shifts and rolls across your ankle bones. Breath over brain. And then bringing your attention up to your hands and feel for what's going on under your hands in the tissues of the knees. Maybe there's a little creaky crackly in there. There is for me. And let that go. Go ahead, come up to standing. Take your feet wider than hip distance apart and begin to create some hip circles here. So the specifics of alignment are not that important. However, to get the movement isolated in the hips so you can feel in there, keep your head over your feet. We're circling the hips. Sometimes I see people circling the torso. That's not bad either. That's a different exercise. But right here, we're circling the hips. Feet are planted, shoulders are pretty planted. And then getting your attention into the hip joints, so down at the bone level. Breath over brain. And then go ahead, opposite direction. Noticing how this affects your low back. Getting some movement into the low back. Maybe even feeling the way that your clothing rubs against your skin. Noticing, sensing, right? So as much as we're waking up the tissues of the body, we're also waking up our ability to notice and sense and to be in our body. And then settle that movement down. Kitty with a cone, poor thing. and rolling the shoulders and the arms back. So shoulder circles, arms follow. And what's also happening here is the shoulder blades are kissing and sliding down the back. So big movement in the shoulder blades. I like to have a little bit of bent knees and some extra movement in the legs while I do this. Sometimes rolling the head to make sure that doesn't get all stiff. So looseness while doing these backward shoulder rolls. Breath over brain. You could probably feel the heat warming up in there. Now, opposite direction, shoulder blades pull apart and as shoulders roll forward. I like to kind of roll down the belly. You don't have to do that, but you might like it too. And again, keeping the neck loose. Rolling shoulders forward and also pulling the shoulder blades apart from one another. It feels really good across my back. And if I kind of lean to one side or the other, I can get the stretch up through the ribs. So just waking up sensation in the body, waking up the fascia, waking up the tissues. All right? And then letting that one go. Lean your left ear over towards left shoulder, reach out through the right hand, and send a couple breaths up over your brain, feeling all the way to the tips of your fingers. And then lower your chin towards your chest, breathe into the back of your neck. Roll your right ear over towards right shoulder. Reach through the hand. Breathe into the left side of your neck now. Relax the hand. Lower the chin down. And go ahead, place a hand on your forehead to lift the head up. And that's it, just a small sequence, small embodiment sequence. We gave ourselves a body scan from the ground up, feeling into the body, and maybe you noticed areas of congestion or tightness. Maybe you notice that there's an area over here that feels really good when you open up the ribs and spread it. It's this art of noticing, of moving and noticing and taking that in, having a relationship of paying attention to the body, having a relationship of valuing that you can feel, that you can sense, that you can take a deep breath. It's really soothing for our nervous system, for our overall well-being. So I hope you enjoyed. This is a great little exercise to do in the morning while your water is boiling for coffee or tea. In between activities, if you've been working but then you want to go be with a friend or a partner or your kids, and you want to have a clear head, you want to leave what you just did behind and step into something fresh. Great little movement routine to come back in and begin again, right, all day long. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it becomes useful in your day for you and your body.